Welcome back. Well, yes, continuing our focus on the submission, passage of the budget and its implication for late passage. You were talking about the challenge the country has, not being able to, not having the capacity to absorb or spend so much in such a short time. Why do we have that challenge with the absorptive capacity?
You know, you have a budget that's supposed to run for 12 months. And within 90 days, you want to do everything you are supposed to do in 12 months. You have pressure issue. It's as simple as that. You made the water to pass through a particular tunnel in an amount of water, you know, but you now want to force everything in together. You have a challenge, and that is why I call it absorptive capacity and multiplier effect. You know, a situation where about 1 to 2 trillion naira is supposed to be spent on something and spread over 12 months. You know, but you want to do that within 90 days.
But so what they normally do is that they have the framework. They already prepped everybody, including mobilizing contractors for infrastructure development. All they need to do when it's passed into law, they just mobilize and try to spend their way out of the whole challenge. Isn't that predominantly what they do?
That is what should be done. You know, there are differences between budgets, projects approved, you know, money released, and actual
so there's always a process.
Exactly, there's always a process. But I'm trying to say that not passing the budget when it should be passed and taking as long as 6 months before it is passed and signed into law creates uncertainty. See, businesses will like risk because the risk is just the probability of loss or no loss. But you know, uncertainty, we don't like uncertainty. Business and uncertainty don't follow the same path. They don't follow see, a pilot knows there is risk taking his plane into the sky, but he's happy to go. But when there is uncertainty, bad weather and everything, the pilot is advised not to take off. That is just to tell you that businesses are faced with a lot of uncertainty around the budget. You know, a lot of businesses are plugged into the scenario that $48 per barrel as you know, presented by the president. Mm-hmm. The budget pass is $51. So these are key variables that change a lot of things that the businessman must have modeled into how he wants to operate. And we begin to say that it is time, like I said, we clean up the process. The legislature, the National Assembly, the executive, we need to choose their responsibility and their duty in the budget because now their responsibilities are crashing.
Okay, let me take you back a bit to these processes, where it all begins, from the budget office. But that's based on what the departments, ministries, and agencies bring in. Now, you do know that at the time the National Assembly said the MDAs were not bringing in their budget as they were supposed to. Isn't that part of the delays? When you talk about timelines and legislations, would that also affect the MDAs and ministries?
Of course. Even the executive order released last year.
But again, why do you think the MDAs were delaying in submitting their proposals? Is it that they were not sure of what they wanted to spend in the new year?
They are the best to answer why. And the executive itself have recognized that it's a problem. And that is why the executive order said that by May 1 every year, or May 30, all MDAs must submit their input into the MTF to the Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Budget and Planning. By July, I don't know whether it is 1 or July 30, all MDAs must have made all the inputs they need to make into the budget and submitted to the Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Budget and Planning, so that by September 30, the budget is ready to be presented, clean, finalized. That is, which means that the National Assembly will have 3 good months before the beginning of next year to consider and approve the budget for signing. I think that's a good order. But we're now saying moving beyond the executive order, which can be flouted, and the next government come and they start doing. Let's codify all these reforms and legalize them.
But you see, if we look at the question of timelines, three good months for the next year. This last budget was submitted in November. I think November 17th or whatever. So but now it was now passed in May. So would 3 months, assuming that executive order is followed through and through, would 3 months still be enough?
Even the National Assembly will tell you there are different arms of the government as powerful on their own, and they are right that they can't be binded by the executive order. That is why. But when you have law, everybody is binded by law. these are the timelines relating to budget preparation by the executive, and these are the timelines relating to budget consideration and approval passage by the National Assembly.
Don't we have these laws?
But how much? We don't have. We don't have
a law that says how long the budget.
No. We don't have. That is why I said the lacuna in the appropriation bill need to be fixed through legal process. And somebody was asking the other day, the National Assembly, are they ready to be committed to budgetary reforms? Why not? Right now, we don't even know their responsibility in the budget, because a situation where the government will submit X amount of naira and as a budget with other indicators, and it is adjusted, materially, and you are asking the other guy to go and implement it. How is he going to implement it? So it is time where we will be ready to say that the budget the National Assembly will have is a budget-making National Assembly or budget-influencing National Assembly.